There's a lot of videos online and on YouTube about 50mm lenses, which one is the best, which one is the best bang for your buck, the highest quality, yada yada yada, so on and so forth. These are the two best 50mm lenses that you've never heard of. Both these lenses are built like tanks with super smooth focusing, and these are manual focus only, and these are Canon lenses. They don't make these anymore, I don't believe, but you can adapt these to newer mirrorless systems like the Sonys. Now the 1.4 can be found on the used market for a really good price, about $300 to $400, compared to like a nifty 50, that's a steal. The only thing about the 1.4 is that it's known to be a little bit soft. If you're going for a dreamy look, I think that's definitely beneficial and something you want to check out. The 50mm 1.4 is the more common of the two lenses, and that's the one that most people are familiar with. Something that's a little more uncommon is the 50mm f2 macro. Both lenses are very similar in both functionality and build quality, and these work great with a Sigma MC11 adapter for your Sony. In contrast to the 1.4, the f2 macro is actually very sharp. So on top of just doing like a show and tell, I'm gonna actually use this 50mm f2 macro to shoot a wedding ring to kind of show you what it can do. So the gear that I'll be using is this Zeiss 50mm f2 macro paired with a Sigma MC11 adapter to E-mount. The camera is going to be a Sony crop sensor A6600. So this 50 will essentially be more like a 75-80-ish. All right, so okay, we have our 50mm f2 on our camera. Let's get our focus a little bit. So I'm trying to get this as close to this ring as possible and still keep the focus. So what you want to do is, there's some dust right here. So let's say you want to shoot this ring, right? And you want to get it as in frame as possible, meaning that you want to get as close as possible, right? So what you want to do is you want to go to minimum focus distance. So you twist the ring all the way in, and then now you can move the ring into your frame. And as you can see, this is as close as you can get into still focus on the ring. We are at f2, hence you see all the bokeh. And for an item like this, it's possible that you want to show the entire item. So what you want to do is stop it down. So I'm stopping it down. So this is what f4 looks like, and still kind of blurry, right, as far as the back is. So we can stop it down even more. So maybe something like this, f7.1. Let's try f8. There's some dust there, but whatevs. My setting right now is shutter speed 1/50, f8, ISO 4000. So that's looking pretty sweet, but let's get a little more creative here if we can, because this is very bland looking. Everybody's got a phone, so bust out your phones. Try and get like a little reflection thing going on. Again, let's see how close we can get this guy. Still at the same settings, 1/50, f8, ISO 4000. Okay, I brought in two items. One is this plastic cup, and the other is this little flashlight thing. I'm gonna try and do something to make this ring shot even more cooler. And in this case, I'm just gonna lock down. I'm actually on a monopod. You can do this on a tripod, which would be a lot easier. I'm locking that down. I'm just gonna move the ring. Okay, and sometimes it's good to have a more wide open aperture. For example, right now I'm at 2.8. So you can really see where your critical focus is. And then from here, we can stop it down, back to what we were doing earlier, f8. And you can also, you can always work with your settings to see what works best for you. You've got to understand, aperture, ISO, and shutter speed to really take advantage of your tools. Okay, so what I'm doing is, I actually put a cup on the side here, but it's not really doing anything. I'm just putting a light on the top, get a little reflection right there. Let's take a pic. This light is not as strong, so let me throw this, trying to do this one-handed. So I'm putting the cup behind here, and then we'll do something like this. Let's get this light. And then let's play around with this some more so that it looks some more kind of surreal, but that you don't really know that it's a flashlight. And if you're shooting video, you want to shoot this in 60p, and then you would just slow it down in post. So when you slow it down, it'll be like, I hope you learned something new today, and maybe you can find one of these guys or both of these guys for a good price to get you on your Zeiss lens journey. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and smash that dislike button. Give me as many thumbs downs as you can. Unsubscribe to me and block me, and I'll see you next time.